Today we'll be making a traditional South Indian breakfast, which is Puttu and Kadala curry. You may want to pause here to look at the ingredients and the preparation methods. So today we'll be making a very popular South Indian breakfast, which is very popular in Tamil Nadu and Kerala in South India. It's called Puttu, and we're going to make it with a chickpea curry or Kadala curry. For this recipe, we will need a device called a Puttu steamer. Now, we will be making two components to this. First is the chickpea curry or Kadala curry, and then later we'll be making the Puttu itself. For the chickpea curry or Kadala curry, these are the ingredients that we'll need. For the spices, we'll need a teaspoon of mustard seeds, a pinch of fennel, a pinch of cumin, 2 to 3 cloves, a small piece of cinnamon stick. We'll need a pinch of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of coriander powder, a pinch of chili powder. We'll need a sprig of curry leaves. Then we'll need a small pinch of chopped ginger, 1 clove of chopped garlic, half an onion which we have chopped and minced, half a tomato that we have chopped, and for the chickpea curry we obviously need chickpeas, and this is a handful of chickpeas that I've soaked in water for over an hour. You can also try to use a canned chickpea which is already soft. I prefer to use a fresh one. And for the chickpea curry we'll be using coconut oil, and we'll need salt and pepper to taste. And then for the puttu, which we'll make after we've cooked the curry, we'll need 1 cup of rice flour, 1 cup of grated coconut, and we'll need some salt with this. So let's start by cooking the chickpea curry or kadala curry. So let's start by making the chickpea curry. So we've got a small pot over here. Just heat up the pot or pan. So once the pot is heated up, we'll add in a tablespoon of coconut oil. Once the oil is sufficiently heated up, just turn down the heat a little bit. We'll put in the mustard seeds, to fry the mustard seeds for a little while until it crackles. Then we'll put in the fennel and cumin. Until it crackles. We'll quickly add in a pinch of Asafoetida or hing. Then we'll add in the onions, garlic and ginger. Give it a quick stir. We'll cook until the onions are a bit soft and semi-translucent. So once we've done that, we'll put in our curry leaves. And we'll add in our powdered spices. a pinch of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of coriander, and a small pinch of chili powder. If you like extra spicy, add more chili powder. And we'll just give this a stir, and we'll toast the spices. So we'll add in our piece of cinnamon and our 2 or 3 cloves. So once the spices and the onions are a bit toasted, we can now add in the tomatoes. We will fry this for a minute until the tomatoes are soft. That looks about right. Now we'll add in our chickpeas. This is probably like half a cup or 3/4 cup of chickpeas with some 3/4 cup of water. Because we're using fresh chickpeas, we will need to cook this for a bit longer as compared to if you're using canned chickpeas, which are already soft. So we'll bring this to the boil, cover it, and let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. And we'll come back. So our chickpea curry has been simmering for a few minutes. Let's have a look at it. It's now a good time to also season the curry. So we'll add in a bit of a salt to taste, and we'll add in some black pepper, just a tiny bit, just for the background taste. And we'll cover this and let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes in a slow flame. As our chickpea curry is being cooked, we will start making the puttu. So we have 1 cup of grated coconut, 1 cup of rice flour. We'll add a bit of salt to the coconut just to flavor the coconut, and a bit of salt to the rice flour. Not too much. This is just to flavor it. So we'll just mix up the coconut with the salt. Just give it a toss. It's fine. Now we'll put the rice flour into a larger bowl. Before we cook or steam the rice flour, we'll need to basically add some water to it to make like a almost like a grainy texture. And we do this by adding a bit of water at a time, and by using your fingers, just almost try to crumble the flour. We don't want to add too much water. As we slowly try to crumble this, it will come together as almost like grains of sand. Now if you find that you've added too much water by accident, you can always add a bit more rice flour back to it and recrumble it. So as you can see, it's starting to clump up. We don't want to make a dough of this. Alright, so you can see this is almost like a grainy texture right now. We'll add a teaspoon or tablespoon of coconut into the rice flour mixture. I'm just using my hands here. Not too much. We'll just thoroughly mix this thing through the coconut and we will need a balanced coconut over there.
And the balanced coconut is used to make different layers between the rice flour in the puttu steamer.
So this is the top part of the puttu steamer, or the neck of the puttu steamer. If you look at the bottom, there are small holes for the steam to go through. As we heat the water from the bottom, steam will get through and it will rise up to the top and cook the full neck of the puttu. Now basically we open up the top, and this is where we put in the rice flour and the coconut mixture. So how we do this is, first we put a small layer of coconut at the bottom, followed by a segment of rice flour, and we interlayer a small layer of coconut between each layer of rice flour. Usually we will make 2 segments or 3 segments of rice flour, and coconut at the bottom, in between, and at the top. And we will boil the water for maybe 5 to 10 minutes until we can actually see the steam coming out from the top. So I'll just leave this to steam and I'll come back to show you this. After a few minutes of steaming the puttu, you will see that there will be some vapor or steam coming out from the vents on top. Now basically it actually means that the steam has come up from the bottom and gone through the top, which means it's actually being cooked thoroughly right now. We want to leave, when we see the steam coming out, we want to leave this for an extra 2 to 3 minutes so that it gets thoroughly cooked. And I will come back to basically unmold the puttu and show you that. So our puttu is ready. I'm going to unmold this. We'll just remove the top cover. There we go. Now every puttu steamer comes with like a puttu stick to basically push the puttu through. Let's remove the bottom. And basically there we have our ready puttu, and we'll serve it with the chickpea curry. So there you have it. We've got puttu with chickpea or kadala curry. Remember, when you cook the chickpeas, you want to make sure that you cook it until it's really soft, and we basically put the gravy on the puttu and enjoy the puttu.